Hello to each and every one of you. We are here once again for another inspirational live stream. Hello. Gosh, and we got 11 of you already in here. 11 of you already in here. And many in the chat. So hello to you, Herman. Howdy, howdy, Pamela. Howdy, howdy, and hugs to you always. And hello to Braveheart. Hugs to you and your husband always. Well, I'd probably more likely be having a drink with him if I ran into him. Don't know if he's into it or not. Obviously within the farm. And Blacksmith, good to see you. Dave, Charlie, Heather, hello. And Sue, hello. Good evening, Mark. And Maria, hello. Yes, I'm very well. It's Heather, by the way. Oh, thank you, Pamela. Thank you. Yes, we're here. Inspirational Live. But this one, we're not going to do too long. And why? We're only going to do just over 1 hour. I think we're going to do about 1 hour, 1 hour and 5 minutes, something like that. You know, we're not going to do a typically long time. Yeah. We're going to do a shorter while. Yes, but here we are. No, but we haven't had some brilliant 1 hour is perfect, as you do say, Pamela, as you do say. Yes. Thank you for your kind acknowledgement towards Maria, Heather, and Herman. Thank you for your friendliness towards Pamela. No, but the bad news, unfortunately, was our friend Graham. He is unfortunately he's in the hospital, sadly. Poor Graham. He's in the hospital. He's been readmitted. According to Trevor, he's been readmitted to hospital. I'm saddened for poor Graham. Poor Graham. I cannot begin to imagine how Fiona is feeling since her husband's been readmitted to hospital. Poor man. I know, Heather, yes, poor dear Graham, I know. He's been readmitted to hospital after he went in last week. That's good timing for you as you're on the train going to work. Oh, do have a safe train trip, Dave. Have a safe train trip. Try not to fall asleep listening to me, because obviously you need to get off at your needed stop. And Sapper, hello to you. 1 hour 7 minutes suits you fine. Sapper, I'm not going to be doing 1 hour 7. I'm more likely going to be doing about 1 hour, 1 hour 5 minutes, something like that. I know, Sapper, yes. No, Graham is in my prayers, most certainly. No, he's definitely in my prayers since following his readmission to hospital. Yes, same. Heather sending prayers to Fiona and Graham. And who's that? Sorry. I know, Pamela. Yes, I know. He was doing so well. I know. He was doing extremely well, but now he's been readmitted to hospital. I don't know how it happened, but he's been readmitted. Oh, no, you're too right there, Dave. Poor Fiona's really been through a rough trot, as has Graham. Well, with health, Graham's certainly gone through a rough trot, yes. But the real rough trot that they've gone through, Dave, to point this out quite evidently, is the trolling atrocities that Graham and Fiona have been put through a lot of the rough trots. And think of poor Wally. She's gone through so much trolling, and yet her original channel got taken down. It's half destroyed the poor older lady. It's really half destroyed the precious lady. And even Fiona's extremely furious about how half destroyed she is by all of that. I mean, if anybody could think they could just go around and upset an older lady to the point of half destroying somebody so precious like Wally, they've got to be mentally depraved and shit to share something. Sorry about the rant. Yeah. Ta-da! Hello to you, Maureen. Hello, ta-da! I was so pleased when he came home too, Sue, but now he's readmitted to hospital, poor man. It's always lovely seeing our shepherd in here, isn't it, Pamela? Oh, Blacksmith, thank you very much for your kindness towards Sue. And thank you, Maureen and Blacksmith and Sapper for your friendliness towards Maureen. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, oi, Herman, oi. I certainly will, Heather. I most certainly will indeed. I will indeed. No, she is in fact half destroyed, actually, Dave. I mean, Fiona would sometimes say that she said in a video hitting out at trolls that Wally was half destroyed. No, actually, I would say poor Wally is half destroyed, because I think when one can get a bit more apprehensive about making videos, since she does it so sporadically, you could effectively say she'd been half destroyed by what had happened, because of what had happened to her. That can actually happen, Dave. I'm not trying to share misinformation. This is only the truth. Poor Yankee Wally has been half destroyed about what she'd gone through. Unfortunately, Pamela, poor lady, very precious lady who's been half destroyed to the point where she's apprehensive about providing regular content. Very, very sad when it happens to some people. Oh, Sue. Oh, lovely Sue. Thank you for your friendliness towards Heather. Thank you. Thank you. And also, Sue, can I thank you for your kindness towards me, especially my love endearment towards me. Thank you. Thank you. No, if I could, Sue, I'd definitely give you a nice long hug. And if I gave you a nice long hug, I probably wouldn't let you go. Well, but also, after all, you are small enough for me to protectively hug you and all that. I could protectively hug you when I be holding one hand on the back of your head and the other arm wrapped around the shoulder parts and probably wouldn't let go. Wishing you and your neighbour well and all that. Gordon's alive! Gordon's alive! Hello, Charlie. Gordon's alive! Gordon's alive! Marvellous! As Brian Blessed would so say. Well, I've got some evidence here as it goes, you see.
Gordon's alive?
As am I, Maureen and Pamela, as am I. Same true, Blacksmith, yes. I know, Dave, nobody deserves to be put through the pains with such trolling atrocities. Yes, I had issues with trolls, Dave. Yes, I did. Yes, which was one of the reasons why I've put up restrictions on my live streams was because of the trolling I eventually fell victim to on nearly every time I was doing it. Because of that, unfortunately, I've never been destroyed by trolling, but those who have really been put through the pains of such trolling atrocities that have been far worse than the amount I've gotten to. Trolling that's far worse than what I've fallen victim to. My heart goes out to them in the same way as yourself, Dave, That's why you're not a YouTuber, you're not up for trolling. It's good decision you've made there, Pamela, good decision. I'm a precious child to so many. Oh, Oh, thank you, Maureen, thank you. But if anything, Maureen, I think there are many more people, there are plenty. But thank you, Maureen. Thank you for your kindness towards me and your kindly compliments. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, don't you know just how lovely you really are, Maureen? If I could, I could just hug you tightly right now. You know, I could just hug you tightly right now, Maureen. I really could. You know, I mean, I really could, lovely Maureen. Certainly a pleasure, Sue. Really, whenever you watch me, you feel good inside. I give off a lovely vibe. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Sue. Thank you kindly. Oh, is Jodie here? I didn't see Jodie. Oh, there you are, Jodie. Hello to you. Just lurking in the background. Not to worry, I do know you're often lurking, so I know your presence is very much felt in here. Jodie, I can assuredly and confidently say that. Oh, thank you, Sue. Thank you kindly. It's not nice. It's not nice to be trolled. It's awful. It's awful. Great Westerness, hello. I'm sorry I didn't see you. Hello to you. And what's next? Right, Sapper. If I could play any musical instrument, what would you love to play? Sapper, I did at one point. I used to play the flute, but I haven't played the flute for well over 5 years now. My flute teacher moved abroad, so my last lesson, flute-wise, was almost 6 years ago now. You know, because my flute teacher moved abroad to a teaching job in Iceland, that is, and also plus her partner is Icelandic. So, and because she was moving abroad, we had to we had to wrap up with flute lessons, unfortunately. It was a bit sad because I'd had her for quite a good few years, and I'd gotten quite used to her. She was German, the flute teacher. Kat was her name, short for Catherine Heyman. Nice flute teacher. Quite direct, a bit abrupt, and quite direct with how the flute playing should go about and all that. But she was good. She was good in her own way, and she really knew what she was doing, is how I'd describe her. She's a nice lady. She approached me well. She was always very good with her greeting, as was her partner. They're good people. They're very good people. No, I mean, really good people, I must say. Really very good. Despite being abrupt around the edges, they're good people, very. And the nice little daughter they got. So, I mean, I couldn't play it now. I would have forgotten how to play now because I haven't played for a long, long time. I haven't played for a very long time now. I did, it was a bit tiring, and it did get a bit more tiring as the years progressed, Pamela, but I had a good experience playing the flute. I wouldn't play again now. No, I'm happy with what I currently do now, but I wouldn't play now. Oh, have you got to go, Sue? Well, it's certainly lovely seeing you. Ta-ta for now, and hugs and cuddles always. Love to you always, Sue. Many best wishes to yourself and your neighbour. Best wishes to you both always. You sleep well, lovely Sue, if you're going to bed. Take care. It's Lincolnshire, I think you're located up. Take care up in Lincolnshire. Right, Maureen, I think Meg Hill Markle plays the fiddle because she's praying Harry like one. Meg Hill is a bastard. She's a stupid, sadistic, narcissistic bastard, is how you describe Meg Hill, Maureen. A stupid, sadistic, narcissistic, fucking bastard is how you describe her. Excuse the language, but I had to get that off my chest. Joan Lovelace, hello to you. It's gone all right, thank you. It's gone okay. It's gone okay. Things aren't too bad. You would love to see me play the sax. I wouldn't know how to play. I wouldn't know how to play. What would I like to play? That's a tough question. That's a very, very tough question. I do listen to a hell of a lot of music, despite having not learned a musical instrument for a long time. I'm more than happy to listen to music now. I did my time learning the flute. Now I'm more than happy to listen to musical pieces, namely centuries-old classical music. Centuries-old classical music I enjoy listening to, or fairground organ music since I encountered David. I certainly did, Charlie. I certainly did, but I wouldn't swear if I was out on the railway spotting side of things, but or if I'm event attending, I wouldn't swear in those circumstances, but I certainly do swear live streaming. Men who play guitar are sexy, always fell for musicians. Oh, that's a very good and funny sentiment. Got to pull my chair in. Oh, Pamela, why would you say you're a chicken? Why would you say you're a chicken? I would be saying this to you. I would say this to you, giving you a nice long hug. I would say that you're not a chicken. I would say that to you and give you a nice long hug whilst saying it to you, Pamela. Why would you think you're a chicken? Come along now. Why would you think you're a chicken, Pamela? Now that I did not know. Charlie, I certainly did not know that. I think I'm a bit close now. I think that's better. That's better. Why would I didn't know that, Charlie? I certainly did not know that. Have a harmonica too. We aren't always good at everything, Pamela, but we can always try certain things. Oh, hi, Chanson. Hello. hello, Chanson. Thank you, Maria. Thank you kindly for your friendliness towards Chanson. Thank you. Thank you. We welcome all newbies, Joan. We welcome all newbies. And it's wonderful seeing you here. And just to let you know, Joan, we do live streams here generally every week. We've been doing a bit more lately because of the winter conditions, but there may be slightly less during the spring and summer months. I think during the spring and summer months, and in the certain parts of the autumn, there would be slightly less live streams, but during the winter months, generally more, slightly more, I would say. Cheers, everybody. Cheers. Blacksmith, can I thank you most sincerely, kindly, for your friendliness towards Maria? Thank you. Thank you. Hi, Dawn Marie. Hello to you always. Close your eyes, press play, and pretend no one is listening. Then send as fast as possible. Oh. Oh. Dawn Marie, thank you for being so supportive towards Pamela. Thank you. Nearly monetized too. Less than 100 hours to go now. Your subs are going up. I've seen, Sapper. Yes, and well done. Your sub count is going up dramatically, and I'm pleased and proud for you. Well done. Well done. Good evening, Carol in Australia. Good evening to you, lovely Carol. Do be assured, Carol, I've been a good boy for you. I've certainly been a good boy for you. And you made a nice compliment about me this time last year, Carol, when you said that I was your best boy. Carol, thank you. Thank you, Carol, for the compliments. You, Carol, are always so lovely. You're always extremely lovely to all, and certainly extremely supportive, if anything to so describe beyond words. Oh, have you got to go? Ta-ta for now, Charlie. Sleep well. Sleep well. It certainly is a hello to our Carol, Heather and Blacksmith. Indeed it is. It's certainly a pleasure, Sapper, and you deserve to be monetized. You certainly deserve it enormously, big time. 100-hour live. I don't think we'd be able to stay awake for 100 hours, Dave. I don't think any of us can stay awake for 100 hours. I mean, I think the most I've ever been awake for in all my life was about 24 hours, and that was it. You will hit 80 people in your live again. No, Sapper really does work extremely hard. He certainly does work extremely hard to put on a good show. And really, well done, Sapper, for all the hard work that you so provide for your content and all that. Oh, Carol's giving Pamela the encouragement to sing. Yes, go, Sapper, go! Go, Sapper, go, Sapper, go, Sapper, go! Well, Sapper, it is indeed certainly our pleasure indeed, most sincerely, and wishing you well for the future sustainability and your thriving content for the future. Yes, yes. Quite some surprising rules for one to adhere to, Dave, yes. I mean, you don't want to miss your railway train stop, do you? You wouldn't want that. No, Sapper has got fantastic content, Pamela. He's got fantastic content. And Sapper, you do a fantastic job at keeping all of us entertained. You always do a fantastic job on that. I would say, for sure. I couldn't agree with you more, Heather. I certainly couldn't agree with you more. Indeed, we are smiling. Yes, indeed, we are smiling every part of your content you provide, Sapper. Indeed so. Oh, you've still got 45 minutes to go. Oh, okay, so we're all right. We're all right. Oh, okay. Sorry, Dave. I was just a bit worried you might overshoot your stop. I was a bit worried, that's all. He's out of hospital, back at work, Sapper. Yes, indeed he is. I mean, he went through a hell of an ordeal, health-wise. He went through a hell of an ordeal. I mean, a real hell of an ordeal, I must admit. Pneumonia, which was what the Pope's had recently, or still got. Carol, I don't know if you've seen Sapper's content as of yet. Dave had pneumonia, Heather. He was very, very sick with it. He was even in hospital with pneumonia recently. He was very, very poorly with it. No, but Carol, I'll send you a link to Sapper's content, okay? Oh, thank you, Herman. Thank you for the compliment to Sapper. Thank you. Thank you. I'm happy Dave is feeling better too. He certainly is a Trojan to have pulled through the pneumonia ordeal and get back to work. Indeed he is, Sapper, indeed he is. Very well shared sentimental point there. Oh, but Carol, if you're still here, I put up the link to Sapper's channel. No, but Maria, once you get to know somebody like Carol, you cannot help but learn to love her. I mean, you really cannot help but learn to love somebody like Carol. You know, I mean, oh, I can remember honestly, the loving approach Carol provided towards me, first time I heard from her. Honestly, she is wonderful. Carol is in Australia, just to say. Adelaide, Australia, Sapper. That's where Carol is located. Hello to you, my good friend. Hello. Were you fat-shaming the Pope, Herman? Were you just fat-shaming the Pope? No, double pneumonia, yes. It's certainly a pleasure, Carol. No, I do think of you often, and my love for you could never go away. I mean, you're just too lovely. And having a friendship with you, Carol, is the most valuable of all descriptions, because it is more than how one could so dare describe and express, really. No, but once you've befriended somebody like Carol, Maria, you would never regret it. One could never regret. I mean, once you've become friends with somebody like Carol, you would never regret it, Maria. You would never regret it. I mean, obviously, I'd leave it for you to describe, but I can only speak for my experiences being friends with lovely Carol, that is. Oh, gosh. No, I think anyone would take steroids for pneumonia. Poor Pope. People have to learn. True that. True that for learning anything, Carol. Yes, true that. But I've learned what it's like being friends with you, and I've and Carol, what I would say is having a friendship with you is valuable beyond words. I mean, it's really well and truly valuable beyond words. But too bad I'm never going to make it out to Australia, Carol. No, unfortunately, I'm not going to fly over to Down Under in the future. It's just too far. Not even for a holiday am I going to fly over to Down Under. No, 24-hour flight, 24-hour flight. It's just too long. That's just too long to fly. That's just really far too long to fly. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it now. No, I wouldn't. I would never do it. But I would, however, one day fly over to America or Canada. I think that's probably the furthest I could cope with flying to. But 24 hours. No, I mean, I'm never going to fly to Australia. It's too far. Oh, really? It is very far, Heather. It's very far. I do know that, Heather, and thank you. Thank you kindly always. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Where is your 9-hour flight, Rexy? Where are you flying to for 9 hours? Fly to Dubai and break up your journey to Australia. I'm never going to fly to Australia, Sapa. It's just too far. No. I might fly to Dubai one day, but not Australia. Shorts, I wouldn't be wearing shorts, Sapa. If I wear shorts, I'll just get burnt. I'll just get burnt red, unfortunately. So I'd have to cover up in Australia. No, I'm sorry, Dave. I'm not going to fly to Australia in the future. No, unfortunately. I have nothing against Australia, and I certainly have nothing against Australians and New Zealand people. But, or I have nothing against those people. They're wonderful. Many are brilliant, and many of my friends from Australia and New Zealand are fantastic people to be conversant and be associated with. But I'm never going to fly to Australia or New Zealand. It's just too far. No. The furthest I'll ever fly to is America or Canada or Dubai in the UAE. And that's probably just going to be about it. And like one says, you don't have to fly everywhere or go to every country in the world just to have a good experience in life. Doesn't always work like that. Flying to America, oh, okay, yes, no, that is a 9-hour flight, generally speaking, depending on where you're going from the United Kingdom. My perfect holiday would be going to Italy or Spain, going to the beach or taking a look around certain sites of the country. And also enjoying the nice food there too. Not too much because I don't want to put on a huge lot of weight, but enjoying the food in moderation. I wouldn't do it. No, I wouldn't do it. I'm afraid, Sapper. I'd let her go, but she can leave me behind. That's what I'd say. I'd say, well, honey, have a nice time in Australia or New Zealand, but I'm extremely sorry, but I'm not going to go that far, unfortunately. But the thing is, Sapper, I've got a fear for flying, I'm afraid. I don't sit so well with flying, sadly. No, I mean, I never have, even all my life, really. I've never really sat well for flying all my life, which is why I don't do it very often, because I've never really sat well for it. Because I've had a fear for it for pretty much all my life, I feel embarrassed to admit you've never flown. No, Maureen, don't worry. Please, Maureen. Like I said earlier on, you don't have to go abroad or to every country in the world just to have a good experience or a full and happy life. You can have a perfectly full and happy life living domestically or flying within your, domestically. One doesn't have to fly abroad just to have a good experience. I have, Dawn Marie, yes, but I've never been very happy with it. I've never been very happy with flying. No. Hi, Sherry. Hello to you. I've been to Italy many times, Heather. I know that, I know. Yeah. I know that, Heather, yes. Some people even have a fear of heights, that is. They're like, oof, I'm scared of heights. Oh, shit. Sorry about that. No, I've been to Italy many times. I've been to Spain once, and I've been to Minorca, one of the Spanish islands within the Spanish territory. But I've been to Italy many, many times, to tell you something. Beautiful country, Italy. Beautiful in the summer. Baking hot, but beautiful. I've never been on a cruise. Neither have I, Maria. Neither have I. But I was going to go on one. With Mother and I, we were going to go on one about 3 years ago. We got a refund, but we've never gone on it. And our cruise got cancelled because the cruise broke down and it had to be repaired, but it wasn't going to be repaired in time for the cruise excursion. So we couldn't, so that was a bit of in the pan, but we've never done one. No, the food in Italy is fantastic. The food in Italy is fantastic. You had some great experiences in Germany and Holland. Fantastic. You have vertigo. It's not fun. No, actually, no, vertigo's not fun. I totally agree with you, Dawn Marie. No, but vertigo, one of my friends has got it, unfortunately, and he's actually had to go and seek help for vertigo. Poor man. Love to go to Scandinavia. Scandinavia is beautiful. Maria, Scandinavia is beautiful in every way. You've been super busy with dogs. Your gate broke and can't let them outside right now. And they've been into everything. Oh my goodness, wow. I've never been to Scandinavia, no, but I would think about going in the future. I'm sorry, Sapper, but that's never going to happen. I don't know if my future wife will ever be strong enough to drag me kicking, shouting, and screaming. I don't think she could ever be strong enough to. Yes, I might be small and skinny. Yes, I might well be a small, skinny man. But I don't know if my future wife would ever be strong enough to drag me shouting and screaming. I don't think. Well, I don't know, but I wouldn't think so. Dave, yes, last time you was in the UK, you was talking to the airline stewardess, and she said we are doing a long-haul 6-hour flight. I said, that's not long-haul, that's a quick. She said, you're Australian, clearly. Well, obviously you are, Dave. I imagine she recognized your accent. This is true, as generally as truth has things, Dawn Marie, yes. But if it's going to be going abroad to Australia or New Zealand, that's going to be the only no-no, unfortunately. But generally, as truth has things, marriage is compromise, give and take. That you are completely right on. But if it comes to Australia or New Zealand, it's going to be a no, 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 no. You've created your own little tropical island in your patio here in the west of Scotland. It fills your soul and happiness. You have to wait for hubby to get home and fix it. I imagine he's a good fixer. No, 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 indeed, to flying to Australia or Canada, Australia or New Zealand. It's just too far. It's too far. No, I imagine Sherry's husband is a fantastic problem solver, Chanson. Seems like he really is a fantastic problem solver if he can fix up your fence and all that. Don't know if I may ask you, Pamela, if you're still here, have you ever had the Italian squid? Have you ever had the Italian calamari meals, like the Italian calamari with salad and all that, or the Italian squid or octopus with salad? You know. No, I mean, there's some fantastic food in Italy, Pamela. I do like Italy for the food, and I also like Italy for the sights and scenery as well. Your dream when you retire is to spend 6 months in Scotland, 6 months here in Australia. Good intention. I don't think I'd want to retire. No, I don't think I would. There's no dignity in retirement in the UK now, none whatsoever. So I wouldn't want to do it. I wouldn't want to retire. It was your ex. You gave and she took. Oh, wow. You had a husband like that as well? Oh, my goodness, Dominic. Calamaris in Philippines is amazingly good. Impressive. How impressive. I have never been to Scotland. It may surprise oneself. I have never been to Scotland. But am I going to go? Am I going to go? I most certainly will go to Scotland in the future, yes. I do like Scotland, despite having never been, but I've been to Wales. I haven't been for well over 5 years now, but I want to go again. I'm definitely going to go again to Wales because I have a bucket list railway that I want to go to in Wales, being that of the Festiniog Steam Railway. It's my absolute bucket list to ride that railway. It's my complete bucket list to ride it. It's my complete bucket list to go to on the Festiniog Steam Railway, as well as the Barla Lake Steam Railway too. Your late grandfather was from Scotland. How wonderful learning of this from you, Dave. How wonderful learning of this. My late grandfather was Woolston, near Southampton in England, which was Edmund, that was. But my other grandfather, which was my mother's father, Eric, who unfortunately died when I was a baby, he was from Jamaica. Because my mother, if you didn't know, Dave, she is half Jamaican, which could explain, if one sees her, the darker skin and all that, because mother's got darker skin than I, she's half Jamaican. Llangollen Steam Railway is also another one of my bucket list railways to go on. That's one of my bucket list railways to go on, Sapper. It's not my bucket list to go on the Orient Express, Chanson, no, but it was my mother's bucket list at one point to go on that. No, I've got quite a few bucket list steam railways. You have a free... Did you mean great or freet, husband? Wouldn't trade him. Oh, you wouldn't trade him. Oh. I do not eat Mars bars, unfortunately, Maureen. I don't eat Mars bars, I'm afraid. A haggis supper? I've never had a haggis supper, but I do not eat Mars bars, I'm afraid. I do not eat Mars bars, to tell you something, Maureen. I thought I'd make that clear with you. I do like a certain dessert, but I never eat Mars bars. No, but thank you, Maureen. Thank you kindly. If I ever visit Scotland, you'll put up and buy me a haggis supper. Thank you. Thank you. I think the next thing you know, you'd probably be hugged tightly by me. You'd obviously be hugged tightly by me. And you have such a kindly approach towards me, Maureen. You've always got such a lovingly, kindly approach towards me. And you've always wished to me that I was either your son or grandson. Thank you. Thank you. Half Jamaican is what my mother is. She's English. She's British English, but half Jamaican. She was born and grew up in England. It was her father who was Jamaican, not her. She's half Jamaican. My mother and all her siblings grew up here in England. County Kent was where they grew up in, which is where a lot of my family comes from, County Kent. And also my mother's mother, she's British, just to say. She was born to a white British mother, but she was born to a white British mother and a completely fully black Jamaican father, just to say. So I thought I'd make that clear with you. 15% Jamaican, oh my goodness. Yes, you were telling me recently, Anne. Yes, how lovely learning you see Maureen in Sumi's comments. Yes, no, I was astonished learning this from you, Anne. Really, I was. No, but I thought I'd make that a clear point to you, Dave, regarding my mother. Quarter Jamaican, yes, I am a quarter Jamaican. A lot of people, Chanson, don't believe me when I tell them this. Many don't believe me because I'm so white, they wouldn't believe it. No, but I've also very partially got a little bit of Italian in me. So I am very partially Italian as well, in addition to being quarter Jamaican, because one of my great-great-grandmothers came from Italy, to tell you something. But more of me is Caribbean. More of me is British, and more of the partial foreign side of me is Caribbean, although many don't believe me for it. I don't follow a lot of Caribbean tradition or Caribbean values, but even though it's a little bit of me in it. But, you know. Cheers once again, everybody. Eating haggis. I don't even know haggis very well. The term is interracial marriage. Oh, okay, interracial marriage. Oh, okay. Haggis. I don't know haggis very well. It looks like a nice meal, actually, haggis. Looks like a nice bit of food. I've never eaten haggis, Sapper. I've never eaten haggis. Mars can pull your filling effers out too. Oh, gosh, Carol. Mars bars. Yeah, I know you meant Mars bars, Carol. I knew that. It was, yes. This is true, Dave. It was. I think it's also part of the Commonwealth, Jamaica. But you were also right earlier on when you said that Jamaica would likely be too hot. It would be a bit hot for me. And apparently, I think they have trouble with violence in Jamaica, as far as I'm certain. I mean, my mother's been to Jamaica, just to say. But I don't think she would recommend it, even though she's been herself. No, but my grandfather, my mother's father, he came over to Jamaica from England in 1959. So a very, very long time ago. But he didn't meet my grandmother Margaret until around about 1964, 1965, something like that, because they got married in 1966, on the 4th of June, 1966. So I was born shortly after their 35th wedding anniversary. But unfortunately, Dave, my grandfather Eric died when I was about 4.5 months old. So he died fairly shortly after my birth. And also I was the firstborn grandson. I was the first. And also, you know, I'm my grandmother Margaret's first grandson. I'm not the oldest grandchild on the mother's side of the family, no, but I only have 4 cousins who are older than me. 4 cousins are older than I, but the rest are younger than me. And actually, I'm also the oldest on my father's side of the family. All of my cousins on my father's side of the family are all younger than I. I mean, all of them are. And as my grandmother, my father's mother, she says to me, well, you're my number 1 grandchild and my number 1 grandson. You know, as she sometimes says to me. Thank you, Dave. Thank you. I mean, what I feel most bad about, I think what my mother feels most bad about, and certainly my grandmother Margaret, was the fact that my grandfather Eric, my mother's father, never, you know, was that I never got to know him. I never knew him. He only ever met me once, and I wouldn't have been able to know about it. But thank you, Dave. I think even so, if he was still alive now, he'd be in his 90s. But I think my mother said she couldn't have pictured him living to 80. I think if he not had the aneurysm, I think he would have definitely likely lived longer than 70. But she never would have thought he'd live to be 80 plus, because my grandmother Margaret, she's still alive well over 20 years later, despite it being over 20 years since the death of my grandfather. At nearly 86 years of age, she's still very much alive and still going. Just to say. Yeah, hello, Marcy and Melvin. Hello to you both. Hello, Master Wookie, Lady Lily, Little Girl Sky. Hello to all you 5 in here. Hello, hello, hello. And much thoughts to Sky, always. And of course, much thoughts and many good wishes to Wookie and Lily. But I'm so sorry that Lily bit you to the point where your hand had swollen up. That's not fun to deal with. I think even if Lily bit me, because if one could see, I have a very dainty set of hands. I think if that bit me, that'd probably hurt me worse than it would hurt Marcy. If Lily bit my dainty set of hands. No, but this is no joke, and this is no AI CGI graphic picture you're looking at. This is a real small dainty hand on a man. But you can blame genetics on that, because mother's got dainty hands as well, probably even more dainty, more so than mine. Dainty-wise and small, that is. You know, but I think even if my dainty hands got bitten, it would really hurt. It would probably hurt me worse than it would hurt Marcy and Melvin. Lily the lunatic, yes. You've watched the live with my mother, and she's such a classy lady. Thank you, Maureen. Thank you kindly. Same, Dave. I feel exactly the same way too. Yes, you never know how long you're going to have your grandparents. Cherish them for as long as they're still alive. You have a fantastic philosophy, Dave, and I agree with your sentimental philosophy big time. Thank you, Chanson and Carol, for your friendliness towards Marcy, Melvin, Master Wookie, Lady Lily, and Little Girl Sky. Thank you. And thank you, Blacksmith and Maria, for your friendliness towards Marcy, Melvin, Master Wookie, Lady Lily, Little Girl Sky too. Same with you, Serpa. Thank you. Thank you. Of course they'd have, Serpa. I've been wearing gloves lately because my hands get too cold if going outside in the winter, so they wouldn't have seen the light of day. No, but it's hard to get certain gloves, unfortunately, Serpa. I mean, fortunately, I've got a pair that fit me, but but it's hard to get a pair of gloves that I can grip things with, because most gloves for men are generally big, and my hands are not big, I'm afraid. So they have to be fairly small gloves I have to wear. One could easily put me to shame on this, but oh, have you got to go? You take care, Dave. Ta-ta for now. Ta-ta for now. Yes, I'll see you next time. I'm live streaming again tomorrow, Dave, just to let you know. You take care. Thank you, Maria and Serpa, for your friendliness towards Dave. Thank you. No, but one could really put me to shame on my hand size and the size of my hand span. I have to wear small gloves, so one could really put me to shame on that. My hands, I've actually seen even a lot of ladies with slightly bigger hands than what I've got. I've even got smaller hands than quite a great few ladies. Mother particularly. I mean, one could really put me to shame on that. Even my own grandmother has said to me, I've got hands very like my own mother's. And actually, I remember once my father looked at the size of my hands. I was about 15, 16, something like that. And my hands are, I would say they're probably even no different how they were when I was that height. I think they're probably about the size. They're probably about the same size as they were when I was about 15 or so, or ever since I've always seen them to be. He actually couldn't help but point out how small they were. He was like, just look at the size of your hands. I was like, they're small. He was like, your hands are tiny. But not just the hands, but I've even got a small bony wrist. Well, it's hard to see. No, no, I don't think I can show it quickly, but small bony wrist, small dainty hands, what I've got. Not a distinction one would see. You really don't see very many men with small dainty hands like what I've got. Little hands make it look bigger. Shit, there I said it. No, Sapper, you got it out. That's the main thing. You're just saying, well, this is the experience if you've got small dainty hands, Maria. If you've got small dainty hands, but little did I realize your hands are even smaller than a lot of ladies' hands. It's similar with me too, Rennie. I've seen this with many ladies. Small, small, small. Oh, gosh. Yes, which could sometimes explain why I don't always have the strongest of strength in my hands, given how small they are. I mean, do get me wrong, I can grip things. I can fortunately grip things like I can grip this, luckily, despite small hands. I can still grip this. But it's certain bigger objects. I have to be more careful gripping it. And see, I can even grip this even in the other hand. Quite okay. You can grip things quite well and shake them. I wouldn't be surprised, Sapper. I'm certain you've got bigger hands than what I've got. A lot of men I've seen, Sapper, I think it's fair to say most men have got much bigger hands than what I've got. I've seen that with really quite a lot of men. I'm just, you could say I'm probably one of the notable exceptions, if you like. Your big hands makes things look smaller. I'm not surprised. Same. Small hand, it just makes it look big. Oh, come on, it's good banter there, Dorbury. It's good banter. Small or far away. Even Marcy's getting the joke. How's Melvin taking to the joke on big hands? No. I hope it's not too much. No, because if you and Melvin have got big hands, we are sorry if we're making fun of you, Melvin, or anybody with big hands, Marcy. My apologies. No, if we are, my apologies. No, we wouldn't want you two getting upset by it. We really wouldn't. You're in tears with laughter or sadness? If you use both hands, it kind of disappears. That means it's a joke. Oh, okay, that's lucky. He's in another room. He'd be laughing at it. Oh, okay. He'd be laughing at it. I think he'd probably only laugh if he saw the size of my hands. He'd probably only laugh at that. But to be honest with you, I would expect any man to laugh at my hand size, Marcy, because I've not seen many men with small hands such as the size of mine. I've really not seen many like it, other than me. No, I'm sure there are quite a good few other men with hands the size of mine, or potentially smaller, but I've really seen it with very few men, you know. But you can really blame genetics on that, Marcy, because my mother's got dainty hands too. But he'd be laughing. Okay, he'd be laughing. Sapper, I do not commit crimes, so I would never be arrested and thrown in jail. Actually, some people have said I'm a very law-abiding citizen, so I'm less likely to go to jail. Oh, thank you, Maria. This has been hilarious. We try and make it as funny as we can, you know. Or a little bit of naughty boy, naughty girl humour. Well, we've only got about another couple of minutes and then we're going to finish things off, unfortunately. But this has been a good 1 hour. And then there was an hour. Yes, we're going to finish things off in about a minute or two. But really, this has been fun. A good fun hour of, namely, a lot of talk. And let me check tomorrow because we're live streaming again tomorrow. I've just got to check the time. With small hands, you can finish off easily. Not easily for a fight. Not easily if it's a fight. I think I wouldn't be able to fight so well with such small hands. I'd probably get bested in a fight with a big, large person. Or, I mean a large muscular person, I meant. I didn't mean fat. I meant large muscular person, not nothing to do with fat, but they'd probably best me easily in that fight. I needed to get that more specifically, but yes, I wouldn't be able to best them, but quite a point. Clock has small hands, true that. I did know that, Chanson, yes, but I'm not going to be there at the moment. Oh, thank you, Avery, thank you. Small hands equals big heart and extreme intelligence. Thank you, Maureen. Thank you for being so supportive. Right, we've really got to finish things off. We're in for tomorrow. Just got to quickly check. Tomorrow, we are live streaming, yes, tomorrow. 7 o'clock UK time tomorrow. Thank you all indeed for watching. Goodbye, and may your good wishes be bringing you great expectations of happiness. I'll see you tomorrow, 7 o'clock UK time.